good, y'all? We're back for more Behind the Blurb, because why wouldn't we be? Now, this time is very special because we have basically the inevitable of entertainment here as a whole. So, welcome, Entertainment Director Anthony Furiga.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I better be as well, because if I'm not, then you could just snap those fingers. So, as entertainment director, let's take it back to when you first were applying for the position.
Yeah.
What made you want to be entertainment director?
This is now my third semester of being the entertainment director. I started spring 2023. I had just gotten done producing the agenda, what now is Grab Bag, but was previously the agenda, that previous semester. And so I knew that at the time, Tony Perialis, shout out Tony, for anybody who knows who he is, was the entertainment director, and he was graduating. So I knew there was going to be an open spot for that role. And I really like entertainment a lot because it's kind of like a great way to express your creative passions without it having to be like strict, if you will. Because we have the news, right? And news is all information based, and there's a specific how do I want to say this, aura, I guess, if you will, for how you should how that stuff gets presented on there. So I just basically what I'm trying to say is I like entertainment because it's a lot more laid back and fun, and yeah.
You know what? That's so real, and I think you capitalize on that very well.
Thank you.
So, I guess with that in mind, what are just some fun perks of being just able to direct entertainment?
So for perks, I get to. I guess a fun perk is I could be on any show that I want to, because I've only ever formally auditioned for Grab Bag / The Agenda and All Systems Go. I went through those audition processes before, but I've never formally auditioned for The Blurb, College Voice, and Kent Core. What?
And yet you're on The Blurb now.
What are they going to do? They're going to kick me off? No, I'm kidding. So that's one thing. I get to be on any show I want. I just like the managing and leadership aspect that comes along with the job position. Because to be honest with you, as much as I like to be on air for the shows, I don't personally think I have the best on air presence, if you will. It's not awful, but I like working behind the scenes more, which is also why I do production for TV2 as well. So I like that leadership role because I've always have been big in being a leader. For example, in high school, I did marching band, and I was our section leader for 2 years. So that's kind of the one of the driving passions. I also was an umpire for baseball for 5 years. Yeah, that sounds about right. And after when I got to my third year doing that, I got promoted to what they called the head umpire, if you will, or not head, but one of the top umpires. So I was teaching along with a couple others, all the new people that were coming in for that job. Hey, how do you umpire? You gotta have the shield up, arm back so you don't get hit in the arm and elbow, clicker. Don't question your calls. I'm sorry, this is getting really off topic, but. Basically, I like being a leader, and it's not a power trip. Don't get that mixed up. I'm not hungry for power. I like leading.
Okay. Well, you know what? Interesting. So now I want to ask, if you could be any baseball player in the world, who would you be?
If I could be any baseball player,
any fictional or real life?
Yeah. I feel like. Okay, Babe Ruth would be kind of cool, because, he's a very well-known and respected player. Maybe in terms of, today's, people who are playing, a bit more modern. I'm a big fan of Andrew McCutcheon, who's on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think it'd be cool to be him. I do like the Pirates a lot. Sorry, any Cleveland fans.
This was a mistake. I'm kidding.
I can leave. Coleman, why do you like being on the blurb? This is my interview now.
Oh gosh. Okay, it's my Behind The Blurb now. What was the question?
Why do you like being on the blurb?
Well, if I had to say, honestly, the cast like really makes it all worthwhile for one, and secondly, I think like being on the blurb just allows me to be more cultured in like what's going on in like Hollywood and stuff like that. Because like, if you recall from like last semester on the blurb, every other idea I would suggest, Jenica would be like, "Hey, that's a little borderline ASG." But like, I feel like this semester I've been like getting into a lot more like, a blurb kind of environment and being a lot more blurb focused. And of course, the main reason it's my one show to be normal about sticks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because you just mentioned how like sometimes like your ideas like last semester would kind of be like, oh, is it blurb or is it ASG? I think because basically both those shows are based around pop culture, and pop culture is a very like broad topic that encapsulates a lot of different things. So it's kind of tricky to navigate. Like we have the blurb that's more focused on like the Hollywood, fashion, music stuff to a degree, and then ASG is video games, movies, anime, like comic books, yeah, like that.
Just a lot more niche.
Yeah, it's very niche. So sometimes it's like especially like for, like music, for example, can be like it really doesn't need to be like, hey, that's a blurb thing, or hey, that's an ASG thing. It's such a universal topic that it could work for any show. Like Grab Bag could talk about music. Well, not talk about music, but like make a sketch about music. Or same with College Voice too. Yeah. And Ken Cord is freaking all about music as well. So.
All right, we should just be music entertainment.
We have Black Squirrel Radio too. Shout out Black Squirrel Radio.
Shout out BSR. Tune into Fruition Fridays at 10 a.m. I host that.
I forgot you have a BSR show. That was not even intentional.
Oh, good. Well, now that tangent's over, I guess to bring it back to the blurb.
Yeah.
What is your favorite blurb moment that you've witnessed out of all your time here?
Yeah, so I think there's two moments that stick out in my head. One is kind of funny because it's kind of like I don't want to say like good thing, but like a kind of like let me just tell you, okay? The first memory that comes to my mind is when you guys did for I don't remember if it was Extra Life or Off the Air. The thing where you had to like, where you all went upstairs to the newsroom and you ate all the gross food combinations, or maybe that was just an episode. You remember that?
I wasn't here for that.
Oh, they did because they were talking about like how like celebrities like they're like weird like food combos that they like, and I tried, but I ate bananas and ketchup, and that made me want to throw up because it's a gross combo, but it was funny to watch other people suffer through these like weird food combos. And then the second one is was for Actual Life last semester, was like the board game, which is unfortunate that there's a good amount of people that missed that on the show.
Yeah.
But like it was so cool transforming the studio downstairs into essentially like a real life Mario Party kind of game.
Which is ironic that we did that for the blurb, because you figured we would have done that for All Systems Go.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. I did not actively play in the game. I was working the behind the scenes for that part of the live stream. But shout out to Jenica. Shout out to Darian. Shout out
Jillian for operating
the handheld. Shout out everybody who was working production for that show. I'm trying to think of who else was. You were there. Nicholas was there.
Eric was there. Anne Marie was there.
Yeah, shout out all of them because that was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed that. And I wish I would want to do that again.
Me too.
Yeah, because we have Extra Life coming up next fall. Maybe not necessarily the board game, like making a board game, but something like where the whole studio is essentially an environment at play.
An environment at play. That's a very nice way to put it.
Coleman, do you have a favorite blurb moment?
Do I have a favorite blurb moment? Well, if I were to encapsulate a favorite like blurb moment, well, for one, I mean, these Behind the Blurbs that I've started would definitely be out there because I feel like it's an opportunity for me to just get to know the people who I do these on more and to share more about them specifically because there may not be opportunities where they may not be able to be here every single week to be able to express their creative passion. So I make these Behind the Blurbs to share more about them, so that way people can see more of their creative passions and just like why they want to be here and
Sure.
stuff like that. But I guess if we're talking about like in studio live stuff, I would say two things.
Okay.
One, it would be the like the Price is Right thing we did for the season finale, where we did like net worth celebrities. And we
Oh,
did,
yeah,
like,
yeah, I do remember that
stuff
one.
like that for like the finale. But I would also say, ironically, and this is a big ironically, the blindfold karaoke where I infamously didn't know Margaritaville was playing, and because of that, I was damn near fired from the Blurb that day.
Dude, that was so funny.
That was so funny. The Peanut Gallery was on my ass. Shout out to Peanut Gallery.
Yeah, that was. I mean, first of all, that was a fun segment to watch. But also that moment of you just not knowing Margaritaville. Oh my god,
It's become one of the most reoccurring things, alongside me getting drugged at Live Aid.
Oh my god, Blurb is such a fun show.
The Blurb is
It really is. And I love. I also kind of. I'm like you. You mentioned this earlier. Like you love the cast, and I do too, because there's always a lot of, like when we go up to the entertainment office. There's a lot of convo going on between all the cast members. It's always positive. There's usually not like too many like negative moments or like bickering or fights or or drama or like whatever. So just I do enjoy my Tuesdays being in the room with y'all.
But for me, it was Tuesday. You get that reference?
No, I don't actually.
It's M. Bison's line from Street Fighter movie.
I've not seen that movie. Sorry.
You need to watch it, and you need to play Street Fighter 6. This is it. This is the Blurb. Why am I talking about video games? Anyway,
Okay.
do you have any closing remarks?
Shout out the entertainment department as a general, because I love y'all. You're all amazing. I mean, I'm not looking at you. I'm gonna look at the camera. Starting this over. Shout out the entertainment department as a whole. Y'all are amazing. I love you. You guys do amazing work, especially this semester. I really think our quality of content being created has stepped up a lot, and I want this to continue going forward. And also, because we're filming this kind of near the end of the semester, shout out to everyone who's graduating this semester. I hope you all do well in your careers after you leave this place. Please keep in touch. Don't forget us. Yeah, like and subscribe.
Well said.